Welcome back to the Shades of Green radio show on KDWN 720 AM in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by Green Alliance of Nevada, sponsored by NV Energy, and I'm your host, Dan Hannell. Our guest today is Marie Steele, Manager of Electric Vehicles and Renewable Energy at NV Energy, and we've been talking with her about Renewable Generations program and some of the new planned programs that they're hoping to offer in September of this year, going through Public Utilities Commission for review in March. One was a Smart Charge Rewards program that we talked about last time. And Marie, can you give us a little more information about how charging infrastructure is developing within the state?
Sure. So when we think about, we just spoke about what our residential solutions are going to be, and we created commercial customer solutions to help supplement some of the larger state goals and to support our customers in fleet electrification. So a big thing that we've been talking about for a long time now is the Nevada Electric Highway.
Right.
And there was a 7-state MOU, Memorandums of Understandings, as I get my acronym hand slapped.
I know, right?
I get it at work too. It's totally fine.
You speak
That
in
was
acronym.
through the Nevada Governors Association.
Yeah.
That our governor, Brian Sandoval, is actually the chair of that this year.
Yeah. So as part of the electric vehicle infrastructure demonstration program, we've put forth incremental Nevada Electric Highway incentives to help build that out. So as part of the workshop and as part of this regulatory process, the Governor's Office of Energy came forward with, not only the Governor's 7-state, goal of having,
DC fast chargers.
complementary,
all
but
along
consistent charging across the 7 states. We're all going. Nevada is also going after Fast Act compliance, so that will be DC fast chargers every 50 miles.
Wow.
So we also have Electrify America, which is the the company created through the Volkswagen settlement.
Mm-hmm.
So they are currently, developing Interstates 15 and 80.
Wow.
And then the state and NV Energy, with whomever is the partner, will be supplementing charging stations every 50 miles along 15 and 80. And that'll be the focus, and then completing 95. US 95. So,
fantastic.
So that is
north and south.
Yeah. So, and then there's the Nevada Electric Highway is still all of the highways. So there's still 50 and 93, which is an active goal of the Governor's Office of Energy. That does not happen to be in the energy service territory, but that's where supplemental funding from the Volkswagen settlement and the mitigation trust fund is going towards. So we have at the state level, a holistic approach and different funding sources and different ways to achieve these goals. And so the Nevada Electric Highway, we're definitely moving forward with that one, and the support from the utility perspective with incentives. The Volkswagen settlement, which is $24.9 million overall.
Wow.
NDEP, which is the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection, is the oversight of that plan, and they've put that forth through a committee that the governor assigned it to, and so they're in their open public comment right now, and the plan's great. And in addition, the company has created the custom grant program to help customers or supplement applications to NDEP for the Volkswagen Mitigation Trust Fund. So those things are more towards, when we think of transit projects or when we think of other things where it's larger vehicles, where just
Buses,
a level where
trucks,
a level 2 charger, an incentive for a level 2 charger that's out in your just standard parking lot at the grocery store is not what
They
is
can't
not
plug into that.
is not how we charge buses. So it was hard for us to come up with a way to support that in a standardized way. So we came up with the custom grant program. So that will be not just for the Volkswagen settlement, but it'll be for projects, whether it's autonomous buses. It can be for anything around e-mobility in general, but transit that just doesn't fit into a one charger incentive.
That's great.
That is great.
And you're looking at fleets
That's
also,
exciting.
I think. You're working with...
So fleet electrification is a huge, actually, directive of the bill to support municipalities. So not just having the custom grant program, but we will also have fleet electrification incentives for standardized charging, whether it's level 2, which is 220 kV, or DC fast chargers. We will also have technical advisory services, so for customers and commercial customers who are thinking about electrifying their fleet, the utility will have a place to turn to from an advisory service perspective.
Tremendous.
And in that, supporting our municipalities as well. Anybody in the state, a public fleet that has over 50 vehicles is subject to Nevada Administrative Code 486A, which is the use of alternative fuels in public fleets. They changed that code last year or so to look more towards the future. And so, they've prioritized electric vehicles and have provided, incremental incentives, not in a financial perspective, but more compliance if you do get electric. So we put incentives forth that put more money towards fleets that were subject to NAC 486A, so to even help our municipality customers more, which are, cities and towns that we all live in.
City of Las Vegas, City of
right? To be able to go electric, which they all have their goals. It's
yes.
a really nice conversations that's going on right now around carbon reduction and those strategies, because transport really is a major lever that we have. So
Vegas have 4 sites, initially every 100 miles, but doubling that up every 50 miles as well. So we're looking at Beatty and Tonopah, Hawthorne, and Fallon. And then, of course, we're pretty well built out here in the urban areas, but the rural districts are a challenge to get power out there and to set up those stations. So I think there's at least 24 stations, DC fast charge stations, that I remember in the initial plan through the Governor's Office of Energy that they're trying to employ as well. So the other thing that you mentioned was workplace charging, and I think that's really an effective way to get companies involved and with their employees as well. So it's great to see that type of growth.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to the point where it's a good problem to have. So we have electric vehicle infrastructure at almost all of our facilities. Well, now that they're oversubscribed, and we've done the electric vehicle survey inside of the company, finding out that up to 50% of our employees are thinking about buying an electric car.
Great.
That's awesome.
And so leadership at this is a huge way to bring down a barrier. Is workplace charging is incredibly important. We're excited that it's partnering with our commercial customers to provide our residential customers a solution. And it's a great tool.
Right. Good leverage.
Yeah. So that is one of the main priorities of this program, and it allows people to another place to charge. If you can't charge at home, and that's also the goal of the multi-unit dwelling program as well, is these people that do not have a home to charge their car at.
Right, and I've seen that with some of the new apartment complexes that have come online. Electric car public charging stations for people that dwell within the apartment thing. It's listed as an amenity now, and that's really exciting for me to see that it's just becoming part of the infrastructure, and without for any builder now or any developer, and to see the efforts to make that for low-income housing as well. I think that's a good use of it, and to get more people just to see how easy it is to plug in, just like your cell phone, really. Right?
Yeah, we're seeing that even in the way that we're master planning communities now. That's starting to become a discussion as well, which is exciting.
That's nice.
I mean, the housing division, some of these conversations, I wonder when I go into them whether it's agencies or developers. And you think you might even come up with a slight barrier, but they were actually looking for you.
Wow.
We're already thinking about this. How do we get this done?
Exactly.
And I was like, well,
great.
let's talk.
That's a wonderful part about Nevada. We're a big state geographically, but we're really connected at like small towns in our cities here. So I really like that dynamic. And we'll talk more as we come back into our 4th segment right after this break.